friends, it's Bethany. You may notice something different about me today, which is I am now in a wheelchair. I had a little bit of an accident 2 weeks ago. I was standing in front of my couch, right over there, and I was just about to sit down, but I took a tiny little side step to the left, and I felt the most excruciating pain in my left knee, and this horrible crunching feeling. And I knew instantly that I had dislocated my kneecap because I have done this before, although over a decade ago. And I wrote about that experience in my book. And that time made for a really good, colorful story. But this experience was so much worse. So for those of you who have never done this before, basically your kneecap sits in this bony groove right in front of your femur bone. And it can rarely, horrifically, go on vacation to the side of your leg. And it's known for being severely painful. But it often pops back in on its own, which is great. Unfortunately for me, my knee decided that it wanted to stay on vacation for a little bit longer. And so my husband had to call an ambulance. And I remember the emergency dispatcher was asking my husband, "So would you call your wife's pain severe pain?" While I am literally screaming in the background of the call. Because at that point I was getting spasms through my leg every few minutes. And it was just the most excruciating pain that I have ever felt. Finally, after about an hour, we did get an ambulance here. And the EMTs tried to put my kneecap in place, but they couldn't. Which is really not a good sign. It's very weird. And it took them then another hour and a half to just get me from the couch into a wheelchair so that they could wheel me out of our building and finally get me into the ambulance and to the hospital. Even at the hospital, then I waited for a couple hours and the ER doctor also couldn't get my kneecap in place. So he told me that I was just gonna have to wait another couple of hours for the orthopedic surgery team to come by and give it a try. Now, in my experience, surgeons really make their presence known when they walk into a room. "Hello, young lady. I am Dr. John Doe, PhD. And instead, a dude just walked into my room and said, "Hi, I'm Doug." Doug's a humble guy. But I just wasn't really sure if a Doug was going to be able to get the job done at this point. And so I asked him, I'm like, "Hey, Doug, the last two guys that tried to put this knee back in, they failed. So what makes Doug different?" And Doug gave me a convincing answer about knee anatomy. And so he gave me a bunch of huffs on the gas and air and then gave it a try. And Doug had that kneecap back in there in like 5 seconds. And I was literally sobbing. I was so grateful because it had been the worst 6 hours of my life. And Doug is like my hero, basically. So since then, I have had a lot of time to reflect. And I've been thinking about perspective and how 3 weeks ago I was really upset that it's been a year since I've been able to go to a Starbucks. And now I would be just literally so thrilled to be able to walk to the toilet by myself. And I wish that it didn't always take catastrophe to make me grateful and appreciative of the basic, wonderful things in my life. But it seems to. And that's something I'm going to work on. It's just being a little bit more appreciative about what I have and what I can do. I also really want to speak to my friends with CMT disease out there and tell you that if you have any kneecap instability, please be proactive in finding a physical therapist who can give you stabilizing exercises to do, and then do them, and probably do them for the rest of your life, because it is so worth it to prevent this kind of injury, especially since it can become a reoccurring thing. So that's my story. I am still not recovered. I am still not walking, but I will be, because that's what I do. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.